You're back with Bobby and JJ Radio. If you're just joining us, we've been speaking with Allison Crawford. She took some time to explain her background and how and why she started her own business, Allison's Baby Concierge. Allison, I know you're really big on education, so what topics does your team focus on?
Well, I'm a certified childbirth educator, so I do in-home childbirth education. I'm a lactation counselor, so I do lactation services where I can meet with you prenatally or postnatally and give you some tips. I also do car seat installs and education. I'm a child passenger safety technician, so I could go out to your home, teach you how to properly install your car seat, and then we do.
They can't sit on your lap anymore?
No.
I sat on my dad's lap as a kid.
In the back of a truck.
I did too. I sat on the armrest, and they let me hold the wheel. So
yeah, he used to let me drive because he would drink, so I would do
oh my God.
I would do the steering wheel, and he would do the pedals because I couldn't reach. I was an infant.
Me too. I know. Times have changed. I know.
My dad
you can't even ride in the front seat
anymore,
anymore until you're 12.
My dad can't get in trouble for that anymore, right? There's a statute of limitations.
Yeah. I think he's covered.
Yeah.
What do you cover in the childbirth class? Because I know that we're going to talk about the car seat a little bit more in depth a little bit later, but in the childbirth education, what's really covered?
So pretty much everything from what to expect whenever you're pregnant, all the changes that you're going to go through, especially in your last trimester of pregnancy, signs and symptoms to look out for, warning signs to look out for, when you should go to the hospital. A lot of people don't know when to go to the hospital, how to labor at home, because it's really important to sort of, I think with education, it's empowering the family to know what to expect and what to do in the situation so they could be in control of their own birth experience. A lot of times people go to especially with their first baby, go to the hospital too soon, and then you run into all these interventions and everything. So just to teach you on what to expect, how to manage your own symptoms and care in your home, tell you about different birth options.
Why would somebody want to have a baby at home?
No, not necessarily at home, but I'm saying like for a first-time mom, you could go in, labor is like 24 hours, more or less. So, a standard, you have to be 10 centimeters to have a baby. So it takes about 12 to 14 hours to get to 5 centimeters, which is like active labor. Another 6 to 8 hours to get from 5 to 8 centimeters. And then another 4 to 6 hours to get from 8 to 10 centimeters, and then up to 2 hours of pushing. So you calculate that, it's around 24 hours or more. And a lot of people, what happens is they're anxious, if they're not educated on the subject matter, they're thinking, oh my gosh, my stomach's starting to contract or something, and they rush to the hospital.
It could be just gas.
They rush to the hospital, and then it sort of sets them up for this snowball. They're going to keep you there. And also, I like to educate on their choices. So if you go to the hospital and there's no warning signs to the baby, your water hasn't broken, there's no danger to you, and everything's fine, you have the option to go home and spend the first 12 to 18 hours at home before you go and have, you're in that active labor state.
So can you tell us, what does your average client look like? Who calls
pregnant?
Yeah. Oh, I know pregnant. But I doubt my friends growing up,
Actually, not just pregnant. I've had people inquire about our services whenever they're pregnant, even planning to get pregnant. Just last week, I helped a mom breastfeed that was a week out after delivery. I even had families just recently after they've already found a nanny for their children years ago, but with their second baby, they've been home for about 4 months, and the mom was about to go back to work. They needed a nanny find. So it's really encompassing the whole family. And with services such as the nursery design and the estate planning, those could really pertain to anybody.
And you can help parents train like for CPR, right? Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So you're not going to walk away as a certified CPR basic life support. You're not going to have that kind of certificate. However, I'm going to give you the basic knowledge of what to do. What are the signs and symptoms to look out for? If your baby starts turning blue, what are you going to do? What do you do first? Those types of things. If you do want a certification, I have somebody that is certified to give you that kind of certification. But this is just basic CPR and infant care.
Good stuff. We do have somebody on our team that would probably benefit from this. So, Kristen, we're going to send you.
We tried to get her in here.
We actually wanted to bring her in, and she was scared.
So I know that you also have lactation classes, and there's a big push for moms continuing to breastfeed as long as possible. So you can really help them with that.
Yes, I see a lot of challenges with moms. As much as they really want to breastfeed, and in the hospital they're doing great, postpartum they encounter difficulties once their milk comes in, which is a few days after delivery, once they're already discharged home. And so, and it's very, very hard in our society to sustain your goal of breastfeeding with moms that are career moms going back to work. There's also still a lot of stigma, I think. So our role here is to really support mom in whatever decision that she wants, and be that support for her once she's discharged home, not only from mom, but for dad and her family members to help her. And it's so easy and it's so common. A lot of moms give up within that first week or two. And so the follow-up is really what I try to stress. So even if I meet with a mom while she's pregnant and, she's curious about breastfeeding, and I sit with her and tell her about, this is how you do it, I always follow up with them. And that's part of the deal, is that I'm going to go follow up with you postpartumly, because there's always issues, whether it be adequate milk supply or how to get the baby to latch or proper position or whatever the case. So that's a big goal and need, I think, is the postpartum visit.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. People can get in contact with you by calling 210-739-9921, or you can find Allison's Baby Concierge on Instagram and Facebook, or visit her website at allisonsbaby.com.